Oh my God. Let's review Ash. Ash stars Eliza Gonzalez, Aaron Paul, and is directed by The Flying Lotus. Or Flying Lotus. Is it really Flying Lotus? What's up, guys? Welcome to a brand new 2025 horror review for Ash. I remember briefly touching on this movie when I was doing my upcoming movie. I think I did it on the second channel, actually, where I was talking about I think 50 upcoming horror movies over the year of 2025, and there's an image from this movie that really just jumped out at me immediately. And it's cool when an image makes you want to watch a movie just because you're such a horror fan. That's when you know you're a horror fan. It's when just an image makes you want to watch a movie, and that's what this one did. I knew nothing about it, but having watched the trailer, it definitely has those strong sci-fi elements, kind of reminiscent of Alien. So I just finished watching it. I had a screener from IFC, and I'm dying to dive into this review because, wow, there's some crazy, crazy shit. And before I give you the plot synopsis, I'm going to give you some first world problems, okay? Because I get screeners, and I know I should not complain. I'm getting early screeners to movies. And if I could go back to my previous self, from years and years ago before I was actually going to press screenings and all this stuff, and I told myself, hey, you're going to complain about getting early screenings, I would be like, why would I do that? That would be really stupid. But here I am. I'm going to do it anyway. For some reason, these press screenings, not all of them, but sometimes you'll get one where the audio level is just way off, or they don't have subtitles at all. So this one had both those problems. There was no subtitle option and I like subtitles just because when I'm reviewing a movie, I want to see everything that a character is saying. Sometimes the audio is so screwed up where the background noise is louder than the actual voice. And again, that was a problem with this movie. And it got to be such a pain in the ass that halfway through the movie, I turned off my soundbar and turned on my TV audio, which I never do. Because I wanted to hear what these characters were saying, because I could not understand what they were saying half the time unless I cranked it up. But then you have this wall of sound behind them. So, you know what? If IFC is seeing this, I know I'm complaining. But I think it'll do you better in the future when you're giving out reviews to actually make it a serviceable presentation so the reviewer can actually understand what's being said, or maybe possibly have subtitles. Okay, end first world problem rant. Now into the movie. Let's give you a quick plot synopsis. Eliza Gonzalez, she plays this character, Raya. She wakes up on this space station, very beginning of the movie, and her crew, they are all dead. And she doesn't know what's going on because she has temporary amnesia, which always makes for a fun premise of a movie, because we like the character to discover what's been going on, and it could be really horribly bad, or they might even be evil. They might even be the bad guy. So that just makes for a fun premise. And so then there's this other character that comes in by the name of Brian, played by Aaron Paul. We all know him from Breaking Bad. And at first glance, he appears to be this character that has answered kind of a beacon, a distress signal, and he's coming there to tally what's been going on and possibly rescue anybody who is left alive, which is her. And so he's telling her, hey, we are losing oxygen. We only have so much time, and we need to get you the hell out of here. But is he to be trusted? Is she to be trusted? That's what makes this movie so fun and interesting. You don't know. He could be like Burke was in Aliens, right? He could be there just as a company man to save a possible alien life form. Who knows? Now, first off, for the good of this movie, it is a visual feast. Every frame of this movie is just beautifully orchestrated. This is something that I really love about sci-fi movies too, is that it invites creativity more than any other genre, really. A director can take on sci-fi, and it can be quite intimidating, because you really have carte blanche of what your planet could look like, what your visual could look like. And the planet in this case goes by the name of Ash, and that's the planet that she is stuck on. But again, she's losing oxygen, and then she's got Brian trying to tell her, hey, we need to get the hell out of here. Also, Raya, she doesn't remember anything, and she starts having these terrifying images just sporadically throughout the movie, and it's starting to help her put the pieces together. And she even tells Brian this, like, I don't understand what's going on. And Brian, he tells her, you can't really trust yourself. That's another reason why we need to get the hell out of here, because I don't know who you are. Once you finally realize what your purpose is, you might want to kill me. So, I need to protect myself. Now, I'm going to open this review with this, and then I'm going to lead you into why you should definitely give this movie a chance. It does ask a lot of the viewer for a good, I'd say at least 30, maybe even 45 minutes. I think one thing that hurts the movie is the supporting characters. You're definitely going to draw comparisons to the first Alien when you see the crew sitting around the breakfast table. There's a scene like that in this, but I think it does suffer a little bit in the way of character building. It really only scratches the surface of who these characters are, and I think that would have helped pad the first 45 minutes because she's having these memories of them, and they were a close-knit group. But again, I don't think they really go deep with who these characters are. But to the movie's benefit, I think there is a purpose for that, which you will realize later on in the movie. But let me just stress, you want to stay with this movie because it definitely has payoff. As a horror fan, it definitely has payoff because it goes batshit crazy. And there is some imagery here that definitely gave me like Event Horizon type vibes. Just some terrifying imagery throughout, some very violent stuff going on. And even some surprises, in that third act. It definitely takes a turn and it keeps you guessing, but also it terrifies the shit out of you. I don't get scared by anything, but I was just quite impressed with a lot of the imagery that unfolded throughout this. A lot of the violence that was happening. There's definitely some CGI effects in this movie, but I actually like them. I don't have a problem with CGI if it's effective, if it serves a purpose, if it's not just there for CGI's sake, and especially if it's creative, and boy is it. Could not help but think of The Thing. That's all I'm going to say on a certain part of this movie. And that's kind of the reaction I had at the beginning of this video when I was just like, oh my God, this is insanity. And this is one of those movies where you would think that, okay, it's probably going to end right here. Oh, no, it's not. We're definitely going further and further, and it just gets more and more crazy. So I like that Flying Lotus really took this story by the horns and really went for broke in terms of just the visual and the horror. And I definitely have to give credit to Isa Gonzalez. I think I called her Eliza, but looking on my cast list, I think it's Isa. Isa, she carries this entire movie on her shoulders, and I think she does it quite well. So wrapping things up, this is a cross between like Alien, obviously, Event Horizon, The Thing, Color Out of Space, and probably a couple of other movies. It's a nice mixture of different horror properties, but it also feels kind of low budget in the best way. It feels indie. There's some moments where you'll see like, the spaceship in space, but it definitely looks like, they were pinching every penny that they had. And I like that stuff in horror movies. I like my horror movies to feel more independent and more lower budget. And I can't stress enough to just be patient, give this movie a chance, because once it unfolds and it just really goes for broke in the final act, boy, does it. And I think it satisfies. It wraps everything up, I think, in a nice bow and delivers. So, Ash, I'm looking forward to getting in the comments and talking about this movie with you guys. I'll give it a low purchase worthy, okay? And that's definitely a good rating, all right? So, let me know what you guys think of Ash when you see it. It's going to be in theaters this weekend, and I can't wait to see what you guys think. Also, be sure to come over to Killer Flicks, where we talk horror all day and every day. And on Fridays, we do Fever Fridays. Follow me, Drumdums, on my socials. Support me on Patreon. Become a channel member. Buy me a coffee. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. And Drumdum out.